Welcome to us live, right between your steaming ears. It's me, the host, Big Daddy Zach, the GOAT at nobrainer.com, nobrainershow.com. I can't even read my own writing.
I
Anyway,
just thought of something really funny.
let me introduce my co host who's thinking something's funny. So, D
They
Rex,
already know who I am.
I know they do.
Listen,
Just tell us what's funny.
um, I was when you said no brainer, I was going to say, "Welcome to the No Brain Show."
No brains whatsoever.
I
None.
think it was funnier when I thought of it. It just wasn't. It's not that funny past the moment, but in the moment was funny to my mind, which all to me obviously it's all that matters.
Listen, unlike you, I have had brain surgery and I have proof that I have
I
some
don't think
gray
you
matter
need
in my
proof. I
head.
think you're living proof of it every day.
My wife said the doctor came out and told her that it was brand new, still in the wrapper.
What, your new brain?
My brain. Because everybody goes, what'd you have brain surgery for? I said, my wife wanted proof. Doctor told her it was brand new, still in the wrapper. Had that
Oh,
new
I
brain
got you.
smell.
I got you.
What's crack-a-lacking there, D-Rex?
Nothing. I'm just looking at the live thing, trying to figure it out. No, just staying busy, man. Working. Lots of Christmas decor this year. Lots of Christmas decor. My mother-in-law's coming from the 22nd to the 3rd, I want to say. So,
Do your folks come down often?
no.
Really?
No.
Me personally, probably would want to get away as fast as I can from Michigan during the winter.
Well, your mom in New Jersey didn't come down that often, right?
She did.
Oh, she did. Before,
Not
like when she was like more robust.
pre-COVID. COVID screwed
Pre-COVID.
everything up.
Yeah.
She was actually, we were supposed to meet one year for Christmas. She was at my sister's, and that's the year she fell and broke her hip, and I got COVID, so we couldn't do it. And then I don't know what happened. Yeah, there was a big decline after that. Yeah. But prior to that, she'd come down and Lori and be like, your mom's not staying the whole time. I'm like, oh, she is.
I got a 1-week girl. She can stay a week and then it's a hotel. I'm not even laughing. It's dead serious.
I know.
It's for everyone's good. I gotta adjust these. Hold on. Gotta adjust my hair, man.
Lorian's parents would come visit, but they lived here in Florida. So, but if they did come for longer than a day, they would get a hotel. They never stayed at our place.
Well, the thing is, we have a 5-bedroom house.
So now I know where I can come stay if I get the boot.
Yeah, but like since it's just Rachel and I, right? The room I'm in right now is actually a bedroom, but I converted it to my office, and I've showed you before. And then the our bedroom's in the rear, and then the other rear bedroom has its own bathroom, but we converted it to a closet room, so the whole thing's a closet. And then the front 2 rooms are like a Jack and Jill style.
Yeah.
So the very front one's the guest room, so it's as far away from us as possible, which is nice. And then
texting me. Hold on, I want to see what he says.
Yeah, he'll give some lame excuse. You're lame, man. You're lame. Tell me he's lame.
Number 2, you're gay. Number 3, I'm in a meeting.
I knew it. Oh, he's not coming. He's in a meeting.
A meeting for what?
He's a coach, man. He makes millions of dollars.
Coaches people.
Working on people's mindset.
Anyway, our other Jack and Jill room we have as our storage closet because we...
So do you have a guest room that people can stay in and use?
One of them.
One.
And then the other room that was the office up front, I converted to a workout room.
How can 2 people have so much crap?
It's a great question. When we lived in
you live in
Michigan,
a giant house and it's filled to the roof.
It's not giant. But
it's bigger than mine.
Well, do you have a storage unit?
I do not.
Do you use your garage for storage?
Mm-hmm.
I do not.
My garage is like a dump. Oh, my garage. Every time I walk in there, I want to just light it on fire. It makes me mad.
We had an evolution of that where, the first 8 years together, we were in my little condo. So we had like no storage. We didn't have anything. We didn't have everything was old. We didn't have new anything, couldn't afford it. That was our whole 20s.
Right.
When we built our house in Michigan in 2018, the new one, that was 3,100 square feet finished, plus another 800 to 1,000 unfinished, which is common in up north with the basements.
Right.
And in that basement room, we had 6 or 7 or 8 of these 3-tier 36-inch shelves that you get at Home Depot for all of our stuff. We had a full finished basement. We had 4 or 5 bedrooms, I don't remember. And then we had 3 stall garages. And if you remember garages before Florida that actually fit your cars in them, like they're not like 8 feet wide. They're like each stall is like 12 to 13 feet wide. We had a whole 3 stall garage, and yeah, half acre. So it was never a problem, but it's weird because when we moved here, we spent 7 or 8 months selling and getting rid of half of our stuff. Like half of it, literally half of it.
Yeah.
We still filled up an entire 26-foot truck that drove down here while we drove a car down. We got to a rental for a year. We stored it all in the room in a garage because we have 3 stalls, and we just didn't touch any of it because it's like you're in a rental.
Oh, do you guys park your cars in the garage?
Well, we bought this house in 22, and we only got 2 stalls here, and we set up the garage like the rental house where 1 stall was a warehouse with the shelves. And shortly after we moved here, it was the first big hurricane. I think it was Ian. And my car I had just, sorry, this is so long-winded, but I had just gotten rid of my F-Pace. Then I was driving the work truck, and then they emailed me that I couldn't have it on the driveway as a commercial vehicle.
Right, you had to put it in the garage.
Okay, I guess I got to get another car. So I go get another car, that white one that I had for a while. And then I park that outside. The hurricane comes, and I go, pardon my French, F this. I moved all the shelves in that stalled garage into the spare bedroom. Parked the car inside. I said, I refuse to acclimate to the park outside Florida BS. I'm never going to do it. 2, I don't want those boxes in the garage long-term for roaches, anything. So I want them in climate controlled, inside the house. So at that point, that's when it said, you know what, it seems like we have a lot of room, but the biggest thing is we don't use our garage for storage. Like 90% of people here, we use a bedroom. And for some reason or other, since we've been here, I don't know how it's happened, but we've accumulated more things than we've ever had. I have more clothes than Michael Jordan. It's unbelievable. I'm terrified. And and the thing is, I don't go buy them. They come at me. Like people give them gifts, work stuff, Disney, they come at me. Literally. And I can't keep up with it, and I hate it. Like to me, honestly, if I was like some hermit on my own, I wouldn't own anything,
We have an attic, but Lorianne's scared to go up it. And so I think there's just junk up. I don't even know what's up in the attic, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. There's boxes in the garage that have been packed since we got married. So since 2011, there's stuff in the garage. I'm like, one of these days I'm just going to get a dumpster and just throw everything away.
That's a long time. 14 years is really long, too.
I know. And then when we went up to North Carolina the last couple times, I cleared enough room to put her Bronco in the garage because I don't like leaving it outside when I'm not home.
No.
Even though nobody's
that's another thing too about having your vehicles in the driveway that Florida thinks is so cool. Everybody knows when you're home and when you're gone.
Well, they can't tell my house because my truck's always there. And
my point is, if you're a normal person here who parks outside both cars, they know exactly when you're gone, who's home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is just disgusting. So, nope, ours are in the garage. All our fences have locks on them. There's sensors on every door, cameras everywhere. Like you can't even, dude. If you come at my house, something's pointing at you. So I would never. That's a great point. I cannot. I don't get it.
I don't think we could fit both cars in the garage.
Plus all the water with the hard minerals too. Like let's say you park your garage on the side of the driveway and you have a sprinkling system. Your car is just stained water spots, which
are you working into a commercial for a PPF right now?
I mean, that does help that a lot. So does ceramic. But the point is, to me, I don't get it. The only thing I can be empathetic about is if you have a house with a lot of rooms with a lot of kids, you need somewhere to put your stuff. And I would say the garage is probably better than a storage unit because you would never go there. But at the same time, there are so many disadvantages to keeping your car outside. We've got a guy with a $160,000 Z06 Corvette down the road from us, and he just parks it out front in the street. And it's not
So-
like it gets traffic, and it's like, dude, someone's going to clip that at some point. Do you care?
Have you been to
Obviously not.
have you been to the house since we added the third driveway spot?
I don't remember.
Yeah, so I added
I
a
don't
third
think
driveway
so.
spot.
I
You
don't
haven't
think
been
so.
here since we did the yeah, you were there when we did the wall.
What's the wall?
The
The
retention
retainer.
wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I used to park my truck on that side and they said, stop, it's too heavy. That was when I had the big diesel. It was too heavy. It's gonna, cause the wall to bow out. So I got a driveway extension put on. So my truck, I got rid of the diesel. Now I got the Raptor and it sits over there. It's a lawn ornament.
Okay.
And Lorianne parks in the middle and Jana parks on the other side, but she's moving out. And then so her bedroom will become probably the guest room. And then when John moves out, that I'm turning that into my new podcast studio.
That's cool.
Yeah, I want to get sofas and stuff so I can do you come over to the house, we can do interviews and sit.
The thing is too, you have nice cars. Like you have a Raptor, isn't the Bronco a Raptor trim?
Yes. Mhm.
And then Jana's is the Buick Envision. What is it?
I don't know, the little Buick SUV. I don't know what it is.
Those are sweet. Like they look like.
I wish I knew somebody who could detail my truck though.
Oh, I told you we got that service back. You just ignored me. We got it. We brought it back.
You did?
Yeah, it's one of those things where like we can do it now, and then it's. Let me put it this way.
Speaking of, did Dr. Eddie call you because he wants to get his one of his vehicles? I think PPF. I was telling him about it.
Mm-mm.
Well,
I don't even know if he has my phone number.
Yeah, I give it to him.
Oh no, I don't think so. But the thing is, every time we add it, we get an influx of the jobs, and Mike or I end up doing it ourselves. Which now that we got rid of our 2 store people, because things are so slow, we've had to be pretty lean. It's tough to balance it all. So a lot of it's whenever we back away from it, all of a sudden we start getting requests, and then I just refer them out to my friend Cam at the Spot for mobile, or Bullseye over at Lee Vista, which is way far for you. But those 2 guys, we do referrals back and forth sometimes, and sometimes I'm more comfy with that because Cam is an incredible detailer. He'll go to you, do a great job, and then he'll throw me PPF intent leads, and he's just so like sometimes I like doing that better, just because like detailing, dude, you can do it or you can't do it. Some people don't care; they don't have the attention to detail, and some people do. And the people that don't, it's like a car wash, And it's like, why do I have 4 people sitting around and they can't wash a car? It don't make no sense to me. So
right.
I
no, not
I'm going off.
Maxine's one of her bridesmaids married to a guy who has a mobile detail, and he's offered to do it. And I told him after the new year, let me get through the holidays, bro. Because I remember you telling me you got rid of it. So,
well, we did, and then we brought it back, and I told you, and then you were in the middle of your North Carolina fiasco, dude. So
which North Carolina?
When you went and your hand got bit off
in June.
This was like from June to like September, where your focus was totally on
but
hand.
Oh, you weren't talking to me when I was in North Carolina. You were just talking to me when I was dealing with it.
Cigars, Miami. Like you were in a different world. You were in Zach's world. You were in Bob's world. Bobby's world. That was a really good show.
Hello, my name is Bobby.
Wow, you did that really good. I forgot.
Thank you. I love when Howie Mandel does that. And he talks like he talks like this.
Does Howie Mandel do the voice?
Yeah.
He does not.
He does. Look it up. Once again.
I believe you. I don't feel like looking it up. I Google too much.
Derek is none.
Kaiserslautern, Germany.
I would think Bobby P is in Zach's world.
Really?
I don't know. Sounded good, didn't it?
Sure. Most people's favorite word is their own voice, or their own name. So I would assume that sounds better to you.
Now, when I was going through the hand thing, my brother Bob was very, very. He took good care of me. So
Right.
I'll
So
let him have it. It's his
my
world.
final point is when I told you that that was the last thing on your mind. So
I do need to get both the Bronco and my truck taken care of. My truck looks like crap. That black. That's why I told Lorraine. I said I don't want a black truck. And what the last 2 trucks I've had are both been black because that's what they had. That was the deal.
well, black is awesome. You just the paint is more susceptible to swirling and
I know. I keep telling
scratches.
Lorraine I'm going to get one of those tents they put over like a what do they call them? A driveway. It's like a garage, but it's outside. They build that.
Yeah,
awning
yeah,
or
I know what
whatever.
you're saying. What is that called? Outdoor driveway is called terminology.
Have you talked to Chris?
No, I haven't. Not at all. Have you?
Yeah, he texted me the other day. He's stressing out. Like his business is dead, DED dead.
Yeah. I was stressing out to him. It's been like, I must have been like 6-7 weeks ago, over a month, but I was stressing out to him and like he was fed up with it, me stressing. So, well, the thing is, it's been such a bad year in terms of like, dude, you don't even know the last, what day is it? Tuesday? The last 5 days of my life and Mike's life has been hell. Like, we're like every single person that comes in there. You know the mayor of Nightmare Before or Christmas, the claymation, Tim Burton, with Jack, and the
Jack.
mayor has that face that like turns. He has a happy face, it turns to a mad face. He can just every customer we've had, and by every I mean 9 out of 10. I look at like the appointments every day has been the mayor of Halloweenville or whatever town, where they come in cool and like they're like, "Oh, I didn't get a full windshield." I'm like, "You paid for a strip. It's like $60." No, and they're like, "Well, I thought that." They're like, "Well, I'm glad you thought that. That's nice that you thought that, but you didn't read that and you didn't listen to this." And a lot of people too. We've told the same things like 5-6 times. Like, "Are you sure you want that shade? It's gonna look light. It's gonna look light. It's gonna look like." Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That might even be too dark. The car comes out. Ugh. And the look on their face is like it's too light. And it's like, let me grab the meter. I tried telling you. So sorry, not to rant, but this year has had its streaks of hellaciously disgraceful people because there's a reason. It's called having debt, and it's called most years. So the previous record for like Cyber Monday shopping online was 10 or 11 billion dollars. Okay, and usually the country is in like,
oh, excuse me.
It's all right. I don't know, $5 to $10 trillion worth of credit card debt. Okay, right now this year we're at 15 to 20 trillion in credit card debt, and the Cyber Monday spending was like 14 or 15 billion. Shattered records. Shopify was down. It was insane. So you have a mass horde of society who is absolutely terrified about tomorrow. They're not living paycheck to paycheck. They're living day to day.
Right.
And they're still walloping on all the things that are absolutely the furthest from non-essential. And so anything that they have to buy, it's weird. It's like ass backwards right now. The things that are more essential, like I would argue that tint on a hot sunny day in Florida is more essential than a really extravagant handbag for Christmas.
Right? I will agree with you because I noticed the world of difference between when I was driving the Kicks versus my company car, which they won't tint, obviously, and I'm not paying for it. They can suck it. And yeah, I'm always like trying to move my visor over to block the sun, and it doesn't work. And I can't see my computer. I got to sit sideways. And when I was in the Kicks or when I drove my truck, it didn't matter because it was tinted up.
Well, people this year are taking that out on the more essential things. Like they're expecting, we have a huge tint sale going on right now. It's 25% off. Okay. That's the biggest of the year by far. You're stealing.
Was that your Black Friday, Cyber Monday deal?
Yeah. And it's going on until Christmas. So like you're stealing money from me. Okay. Like I've had 3 out of 5 people where they're like, oh, that's all. They'll hold discount. I've said to people like I'm so ashamed of myself lately, but I've said things to people like, the business needs money to stay in business. Do you want me to be here for you? I've said what are you trying to get out of me? Because I don't have any more cash for you. Are you just trying to take money from me? It's been tough. It has been rough. So
Right.
when Chris was in last, he had like an issue, I think, with some, and I was just like freaking out because like it's like every car we've had in, there was a streak where like everyone had an issue with the tiniest little things, and like they would tell me I'm like they're not trusting us as an expert. They're basically like, let's say we're the most world-renowned neurosurgeon and a surgery is $100,000. They want to pay
Right.
us, the GP, a general practitioner, $200, and then they want to sit in the surgical room and critique what you're doing. And it's like, dude, like no one trusts you. So it's really bad.
I have
It's
noticed the
horrible.
last 2 months. Now,
Yeah.
mind you, I was out of work for almost 4 months. I have noticed in the last 2 months the appointments are less and less,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not pre-qualifying. So I'm going out to measure. I went out to a business. They needed a gate removed, a 4-foot chain link gate, and then just replaced with chain link. They wanted to close it off 4 feet.
Mm-hmm.
I
And they
said,
probably wanted it for basically free. Like there's no setup or sunk cost. Even the fact
I
that you
said,
going
this is
out there costs
absolutely.
$200.
Oh, it's a repair. I didn't even write it up. I just gave it to the repair guy. It's not mine. I just said, please, screen fail that. I don't need another mark against me. And then like tomorrow, I've got another one I'm going to. It's 50 feet of chain link. I'm like, I mean,
But
I
answer
don't care.
me this: how much interaction do you have with customers post sale? Like customer experience, customer journey, legacy, follow up.
Follow up. I'm the follow up master, but you know, if people don't answer, they don't answer. They don't respond to text or
How has your
emails.
experience been with post install customers, or you know what I'm saying? Customer
I have not had any
satisfaction.
problems. I get them and I get my
Good.
5 stars.
That's good, man. That's
We
good.
do have issues. I mean, so I did when I first started with the company. This has to be at least 2 years ago. So I had been there for a while, but I mean, but it was like a custom gate. I'd never done anything like this, and this gate was freaking elaborate. We had to have it specialty made, and it turned into a nightmare because after I measured everything, then the guy decides to stucco the posts, and it screw up the measurement because they're measured to the inch,
And he didn't tell you.
and the gates we made didn't fit.
And he didn't tell you.
No, and nothing fit.
Because why should that affect your gate?
Right.
Right.
So I'm just
in
saying,
his head.
it's a gate and a little small walk gate, and then like this design.
How did he respond to that?
We had to redo it, and I didn't get paid.
So how did he respond to that?
He understood. He said, "Oh, my apology. I didn't realize he was."
Now imagine if he said, "I don't trust you. That doesn't make any sense. You don't know what you're doing."
I'd have been like, "Well, let me refund you your money."
After he stuccoed it post measurement. Now just feel that in your heart 10 times a day for a week in a row, brother. It's rough.
Well, and here's the problem.
It's like, yo,
this gate has been a thorn in my side. Every couple months, I'll get an email, or now he just emails straight to the general manager, and the gate's not working. The actuator stopped working. The closer part doesn't shut properly or whatever. So we got. I mean, pretty soon we're gonna run out of warranty time, and we're gonna be like, "Sorry, dude, it now costs you." And I'm like, I'm never doing a gate like that again. And everybody agrees, yeah. And so they have the old gate actually sits in front of the secretary's desk as soon as you walk into the office. I'm like, do we really have to have this here? They're like, yes, it's a reminder to all. I go, the only one it reminds is me because there's no one else
What's
here.
it a reminder for?
Not to screw up on your measurement.
You didn't screw up on your measurement.
Yeah, well, it was my fault in the end.
Maybe it's a reminder that there's some work that you shouldn't do.
Well, that too.
And there's some customers you have to fire. And I'll say this is harsh. Sometimes it's better for you and the customer to fire the customer so that you can stop being the one terrorized and that they can be the one to find out what the rest of the industry is like. And then they're like, oh, this whole time I've been holding these people to like a standard that's unachievable. And now when I go look at the rest of the industry, it's awful. And these guys were the best. They were the experts. They were telling the truth. They were right about that. Sometimes
I've had that
sometimes
happen.
You need to fire each other for that reason. And I've had 30 of those in the last month. It's been atrocious, and it's sad because it's like their life is about to get worse, and they don't care because they don't
Do you
trust
think
you.
it's the influx of all the Northerners moving down here?
It's part of it.
A lot of the
Yeah,
attitude. Can you hear the Northern attitude?
Yeah, I mean that's part
And
of it.
that's my people. So I mean, but look.
The thing is, people leave what they don't like, and they just bring it with them.
Right. So
It's
as
like,
we
you
always
didn't
say,
like
don't
what
New
you
York my
left.
Florida.
Why did you come here?
Right. Well, here's the golden ticket. I live in Manhattan.
Not everyone, but there's some of that.
I live in Manhattan. I own a brownstone or whatever. I just sold it for $2.3 million. I moved to Florida and just bought this gigantic house on a golf course on a lake for $600,000. Oh my gosh, I hit the jackpot. Well, maybe, but now you have to deal with Florida.
Well, your expectations change. And then your realizations come around to like
you go for a walk in August and realize you're breathing in tomato soup.
Yeah, the air, you can't breathe for half the year, and then your 50 grand you save in taxes every year goes towards 50 grand towards insurance.
Right.
If you can get it. And then
the other half of the year you can't breathe, as you can hear my nose, because the allergies are ridiculous. And I don't know why. And then I realized I went outside, all the leaves are falling, so all the pollen's getting smashed all over the place, and I'm just I'm post-nasal dripped all day.
I think there's a part of it where people like they come here and like they expect it to be so easy, free, and chill, and it's not, and they're not happy about that, and I'm not. I have a lot of things I'm not, but like the problem is when you lose your grace with people, that is a sin.
Everybody asks
when you verbally abuse the guy in the Arby's drive-through, you're sinning. You really are, and it's shameful, and you are going to get what you sow with it. So although it's one of the biggest challenges to have that discipline and self-control, the largest thing I see right now is because of the burden, the expectations of society, keeping up with the Joneses, financial stress, there is a massive absence of grace in society right now. And it makes me very sad, to be honest. Because man, problems happen everywhere, and if you're someone who handles them like proactively and progressively, and people just say, I don't trust you, and you're like, but I'm trying to help you, and then it's like a kid who doesn't talk to you, right? Like you're trying to like be a parent, but like they don't believe you love them, so they run away, and there's nothing you can do, and you just don't have a relationship with the thing that came out of your body. It's kind of like that, where it's like, man, there's nothing I can do to open your eyes to the reality of everything, and I have to just let you go. And sometime you'll come around, but most of the time your pride and ego will keep you from coming back.
Right.
So it's been rough. Like it's been really tough. So it's,
as Axl Rose would say, welcome to the jungle, baby.
What's that?
As Axl Rose would say, welcome to the jungle. You're gonna die.
Florida is so savage. It's such a jungle.
So I follow this page on Instagram, and
I think it's so funny when
it's called Meanwhile _ in Florida, I think, or Meanwhile in Florida or something. Anyway, and I am intrigued. They have a guy walks around downtown Orlando on Friday or Saturday night with like the Ray-Bans on with the camera.
Meta glasses.
Yeah. Yep. Which I tried to get, and Lorianne said I looked absolutely stupid, so I couldn't get them. Because how cool would that be? I'm out measuring a fence and be like, all right, Meta, record this tree right here and record the, whatever. But anyway,
have them for our business if you want it. They're so pointless.
I need my prescription.
Oh yeah.
So this guy goes around filming, and dude, downtown Orlando is not safe on a Friday or Saturday night. Like it seems like there's a riot every.
Well, I was just gonna say, before I was gonna interrupt you and be like, that's a bad idea. Like, there's a shooting every other weekend.
Right, but that's why he's down there. He's recording it. Like we just had the classic.
You want to die over.
We just had the classic. And if you don't know what that is, that's two very predominantly black schools. I think is Grantham and Bethune-Cookman play in it. It's the Classic Bowl, and it's a great game. I've actually been. I went many years ago with a couple friends. and a lot of fun. The bands are so much fun to watch.
You're just trying to be cool. You're trying to be black.
Well, I'm light skinned.
You're the
And so
white.
anyway, but after the game, like the ruckus they cause is just, it's whether it's the fans or just people down there, but just people are just out of control. I just don't. It's almost reminds me. Now you didn't grow up in Jersey, so you don't know what Seaside Heights is, but that's the Jersey.
I know what it is.
All right, it's the Jersey Shore, and like Seaside Heights on a Friday and Saturday night in the middle of summer was nut to butt. You could not move. You did not drive the strip because your car was going to drive an inch and then drive an inch and then drive an inch. It was just madness,
Right.
pure madness. There was fights. I mean, I saw a guy had a Mustang parked next to a vet, and they were arguing about whose car was cooler. And this guy picks up a bar stool and throws it through the vet's windshield, and then I see that they just beat the crap out of each other. I'm like, you guys are stupid. It's cars.
Now put that in perspective and ask yourself if you're proud of yourself.
Right. Well, I didn't do it. I
Are
just
you? No, I know, but as that person, like, put it in perspective. Like a car is made out of sheet metal or whatever it may be now, fiberglass and aluminum, and you buy it and you drive it, and it doesn't live, it doesn't breathe. It leaves you at some point. It either dies, gets totaled, sold, repoed, whatever. It's gone. You just put a huge damper on your life over that thing that you get behind. And hey, you know me, I know you. We have what people would consider cool cars,
right.
but I don't give a shit about them.
Right.
I really don't.
Right.
I don't give a shit. And the reason why is because not because I'm a car industry, it's because I've been totaled before and I survived. The car did not. When you get through that, that's what I always say when people do that. I say, well, they've never had their car totaled in an accident. Because the first time you do, and you're okay, you realize, thank God the car's dead and I'm not.
Right.
No matter how much you love it, no matter if it's been with you for 15 years, that's it. The relationship's over, and you move on to the next. And
I have totaled cars, so I get it. But I came from the car industry, so to me, they're all just sleds. They're all iron sleds. I could care less. There is one car out there that really toots my horn, and actually, two. I bought one, and I have it. And I'll keep it for a long time, probably.
But when you move out of your childhood home, you always think, I'm going to miss this place so bad, and you never do.
I actually wanted to buy it, and then I realized how much the taxes were and wanted
nothing. But realistically, when you sat in your childhood home, when you moved out of it, and you were, remembering all the memories in your bedroom and thinking things will never be the same, and you moved and you landed where you are in a week, screw a week, 2 days later, did you ever go backwards in your mind? The answer is no. The only people who go backwards are probably, my guess, would be parents that grew up in like your mom. That house meant so much because of the memories with you guys in it. Yeah, that's a big deal. If you took her if you took the memories out of the house for her, I think that's a different story than if
I can't say. I don't know that mom was heartbroken when she sold the house because she was ready to move on with her life to something. It was too big. She just couldn't live there anymore.
Right.
And I'm sure when my ex and I split, I really liked my house that I had. And truthfully, I kind of kicked myself because if I'd kept it, I wouldn't have a mortgage. It'd be paid off. And, I would have paid it off quickly. My mortgage was like $700 a month or something, $800. And it was on a big house, but we stole it. Me and my dad stole it. But it had so many memories of me and my dad. We did a lot of work there. And then my ex, I had memories there of her with the kids and everything. So I didn't want it anymore. So I had to sell it. So there was no good memories. And now I look back and go, I should have gotten past that because I certainly would have enjoyed having that house. And it was a lot bigger than the one I'm in right now.
I understand. I mean, we kind of felt the same way about.
But when I see
my mother-in-law's house, it was the same kind of thing. It was just at the time we had just built a house, but we're like, dang, that would probably be the best house to have, even though you have to put a lot into it. But at the time, it was just the wrong timing. But we don't look back on that and be like, oh my gosh, I missed that life decision, even though I'd much prefer that house the one we're in now. It had a yard, it had almost an acre, it had beautiful woods, it had the best school district, the best neighborhood, everything was the best. But you can't go backwards. And so your stupid little car, I don't care if it's
Right.
I don't care if it's a
Listen.
Kicks. I don't care if it's a Z06. I don't care. It doesn't
My
matter.
first car,
Your stupid little car is gonna be gone.
my first car that I bought, and this is prior to being in the car business, because after I got in the car business, like I said, there was always something bigger and better that I wanted, so my cars didn't matter. And I drove I drove I drove a demo, so I just drove whatever I wanted. Anyway, my first car that I bought, me and my dad, I bought by myself, was a 1979 Chevy Malibu. That was my beater car. I mean, me and my friends had so much fun. There's so many memories in that. That car was, I bought it for $1,100 and I sold it for $800. And then
Was that your beater or your beat it?
and then the car after that, I had a motorcycle, which I still to this day wish I hadn't got rid of because it'd probably be worth something. And then I had a 1988 Acura Integra. And that, I thought I was the cat's meow in that car. It was the GRS or whatever, the racing, whatever, the top end one. And it was so cool. It was the year with the pop-up headlights, and it was just such a cool, fun car, and it got stolen. And let me tell you what, after that, I really stopped caring about cars. Someone stole my car. Well, I shouldn't say that because I traded in. I got an 88 Thunderbird Super Coupe. That was a fun car. And then my ex made me get rid of it because it was too small for her and the kids. So then we got a Blazer, and then after that I've had so many cars I can't even count.
To me, the biggest thing with a car is I just don't feel like fixing it constantly. So I just, all I want to do is 3, 4, or 5 times a week, put my butt in that seat, drive it, get to the destination, and drive it back. That's all I want to do. I don't want.
Are you still? Do you drive to work, or are you still Ubering?
We fixed the vet.
So you drive the vet every day?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, it's funny.
It was
supposed to be like
your midlife crisis.
I mean, I hate the car. The car drives wonderful, and it's a very nice car. A lot of people would like to have it. I'm not ungrateful. But I would prefer the IS350F over the Stingray 3LT, just out of comfort and out of.
That's the Lexus you had, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a nice car. It was clean. I like that. It was the Pearl Diamond or whatever, or Diamond Pearl.
It was half the price of the Corvette too.
Was it really?
Mm-hmm. It was a lot better. But
I thought you stole the Corvette. I thought you got a really good deal on it.
Well, we got it for 62 with like 8,000 miles, and brand new. That car's over $100,000.
Right.
But we landed it. We got it.
Is it automatic, or does it have paddle shifting?
I don't know I'm sure it has paddle. I don't even pay attention to that anymore. I think every car I've had for the last 5 years has had paddle, but I just don't use it, so I don't give a crap.
I would not. So 2 reasons I wouldn't. I love vets. I was a big vet fan when I was a kid. I love the 78 through 82, that Mako Shark, that big mean looking vet,
Mm-hmm.
I love them, but the problem is I can't get in and out of them. I mean, it's literally, exactly. I got to roll out. You're on the ground. It's no fun.
Well, you have to completely twist your legs out so you're facing out, and then you stand up. Yeah. That's the technique.
And then the other thing is, I would get in trouble with it because it's just fun to drive.
Yeah, but for me, it's more fun to get 25 to 30 miles to the gallon and drive like a grandma. That's who I am. Like I want to be comfort.
I don't
care about, like, every time I hear a big sports car rumbling down our street at 60 miles per hour, I think ignoramus, retarded, small dick.
Well, I don't drive.
When I get in that big 6.8, whatever, how many horsepower V8, I'm actually like trying to coast, save the brakes, and get 25 miles a gallon or more, and I feel very comfortable and more elegant and just more. That's what I like. Like,
you don't ever take her out on the 429 and open her up?
No.
Blow the carbon out?
No.
I do.
Why?
I do.
Why? I've done it
truck.
before. I
did it in my truck for sure.
Okay. Well, we did it in high school every day. We drive from Grand Rapids to the Lakeshore on a 55 mile per hour road going 105 to see if we can get there in 12 minutes. I mean, I've done enough of that. I don't need to do that.
So what I'm talking about, like, I don't drive like a lunatic. I don't drive like a lunatic for sure. Yeah. I set my cruise control at 78. If someone comes riding my bumper, trying to push me and get past me and whatever,
Go around me.
I'll do that. And if they continue to do it, I just romp on it and then they can't even catch me. So
I don't care about any of that. I don't care about what people
I did
think.
it. We were driving to church the other morning and this guy was just riding my bumper and I was just irritated. I just romped it. And Lorianne's like, you're doing over 100. I'm like, well, all right, maybe I should slow down.
The one thing I will say about Florida highways, the turnpike would be my primary. I do tend to get in the left lane and go not crazy, but maybe like 85. And I'll say this, it's the safest I ever feel on the highways. Because when you're in those right sides and you're like you have no outs, you're caved in.
Right.
And people go from going 80 to 65 to
Yeah.
It's so dangerous with them swerving around in their little rice boxes that I think the most safe, like when I drive the turnpike in, like I get in the left lane, I put the cruise on very high and I just say, everyone just get out of my way, leave me alone. Don't. And if someone wants to go behind me going 90, just go around me. I don't give a shit.
So one of my customers was a trooper and we were talking about that. And he runs a turnpike down by Osceola.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me, he says, I don't look at you unless you're going over 90.
Right. But I think
now I'm not pushing that because I don't know that all troopers are that way. So like I said, I set my cruise control at 78 and he told me, he's like, dude, you're plenty safe there.
Mm-hmm. It's safer on the highways here. It's safer to drive aggressively rather than passively.
It's really funny. Lorianne drives pretty aggressively.
And I get burnt out from driving aggressively. So I don't tend to take the highways ever because I want to drive passively a lot. So that's why I take that long route all the way through Windermere because I don't want to be stressed. Because the second I get past Dr. Phillips, it's like bullets are flying at my head for 10 hours straight. When I'm done with that shit, I just want to coast like a grandma. I don't want to get on no turnpike going 100. I don't want to fight for my life on the road.
How's
I don't
your wife's truck? How's that ride? Nice.
Oh yeah, incredible.
Yeah, so Lorianne loves her Bronco because it rides very smoothly and it's fast and she can get up and dance. But the reason she really loves it is because she sits so high and she feels safe sitting up high.
What type of engine is in that?
3.0 twin turbo.
Okay, so it's speedy, quick.
Yeah, it's got 425 horsepower, I think.
Okay.
Mine's got like 5, and I want to add a couple more, bring it up maybe to 6. I can add the air downflow from the turbo, make them bigger. That helps. And then there's an ECM chip or whatever that they can reprogram to add more horsepower, and it bumps it up about 100 horsepower.
Okay.
Now, if I was to hit the big bucks, I would buy a Raptor R and then send it off to the Hennessy factory and have it become a Raptor R1000.
Well, what happened to the Bentley Continental?
I'm getting that too. Trust me, I'm always going to have a truck. I'm going to have the Continentals for going out to dinner, and then the trucks for.
So what do you consider hitting big money? What would you say? What's our threshold so we can just go apples to apples with all our decision making?
To buy a Bentley and a Raptor R and whatever Lorianne wants, and
let's say you just got a lump post-tax sum that you can do anything with.
10 million.
10 mil, okay.
Because then I could comfortably live.
I wouldn't change my lifestyle for 10 mil.
No, that's not changing my lifestyle. I'm just trying to buy
everything off, but I wouldn't buy anything. If you bumped it to 50, my car of choice would be. Hold on a second.
Someone came into Derek's studio.
No, my cat, and he's doing his scoot with poop on his butt.
Does he talk back to you?
Oh yeah. He dropped a deuce in the litter robot, and then he got out with his butt on the ground and wiped his butt on the wood, and then it's just turd sitting right there. So just close it and I'll get it later. Just check his butt. It's just a turd on the floor. Yeah, he's getting old. He'll do that.
My son. So a couple weeks ago, I went up to Pennsylvania for my mom's memorial, and my son and his wife came up, and they have a pet, a husky. And he showed me videos. That thing talks so much. It's the cutest dog ever, but I don't know if I could handle all that talking.
Dude, I have to cycle my litter. It smells like shit. Give me like 13 seconds. You can count. 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, Derek had to step out because his litter box is full.
All right, that's
Derek identifies as a cat.
good.
He had to go relieve himself in a litter box.
Well, the thing is, he's a big guy, and his poops are like human size. So I'm not joking.
To know
I'm
that.
not even cracking a smile, and it smells awful. And he does it like 2 or 3 times a day, which I'm happy he's healthy. His bowels are moving, but getting older, sometimes they'll pee in weird places or like scoot their butt on. They just do things like that. So
yeah.
But
so as Jerry got older, he couldn't climb up into the litter box. He was very, very getting weak and feeble. This was towards the end, and he would go outside with the dogs, and he would go in the dirt and pee and poop.
That's sad.
Yeah. Well, he lived to be 24.
That's not sad.
He was a good cat. He was my boy, man.
24 is good. Yeah. That's really. I hope mine do too.
He was also my barometer on people. Now he didn't like guys, but he liked girls. And
Good
if
for
you
him.
were a girl and you came over and he didn't like you, there was something wrong.
Yeah, you were trans.
Well,
if you were a girl and you came over and he didn't like you, you were really a dude.
Could be. I don't know.
For sure. I mean, I solved it. I always solve the world's problems. I'm pretty good at that. So if we're bumping the stakes up to, when I say a land full of money, I'm going to take the.
Oh, you want to go crazy? Let's say 800 million.
No, I don't want to go super crazy, but the point is, like, I want to say, like, okay, 10 mil. What can you realistically make off that by doing nothing without any risk? 5 to 10%. So let's just be conservative, say 5%. How much of income is that a year? 500 grand. Okay. Now, of that 500 grand,
would that be in an annuity? Obviously,
annuity would get you like 10, but I'm just trying to be really conservative.
I found actually that there's a real estate program that I've invested in,
like a REIT, REIT. Yeah,
it's basically I loan them the money that they use for the construction and all that stuff, and then I get paid a monthly.
I do that too with unsecured loans. I did that. That's the only thing really keeping me afloat.
And they give me 12%, and then when the property sells, I get up to 19% on the.
But it's probably not secured though too, so you got to diversify those notes because some of them will default.
It is secure through a like a Merrill Lynch type company. The everything goes through.
Okay, so if they default, you get paid.
Uh-huh.
You sure?
I get my money back.
Has it happened?
No, they have not.
Okay. Diversify your notes. That's all I'm saying.
And this is their
it doesn't
cycle.
Unless you're putting in 50 million, you're not the biggest shark. The biggest sharks get the money first. Okay?
Oh no, obviously I don't have 50 million to put in there.
But diversify your
49 million is what I put in.
So anyway, the reason why I'm being so conservative with return is because I'm saying no risk, no stress, no management of the money, no losses. What can we conservatively say? We could put our money smartly in and just make 5%, doing nothing ever again and live whatever the best life we want to live. Because that's the dream. Free up your time. So with 10 million, 5% is 500K. So if you buy a Bentley and a Raptor, or whatever it may be,
that's 500 right there.
Right. It's not. I do not believe it's sufficient income to both maintain the lifestyle of those vehicles and also continue to have your nest egg grow so that your income goes up.
All right. So I got to bump it up to 40 million.
Maybe 20 would be okay. But if
maybe Lorianne wouldn't let me buy both of them.
Well, I just think that you don't remember, when you buy a big house, you have the taxes, you have the
I'm not buying a big house. I want nothing to do with the big house.
Listen, okay, fucking clear the table. You buy a Bentley Continental, it's 364 grand, right? It will go to a quarter of its value in 3 years.
If not sooner.
It will cost you a minimum of $12K a year to maintain. Right? And it will have 100%. And it will have unexpected costs with it. So my point of that statement wasn't what you can buy up front, but the lifestyle you can live. So for me, I would maybe feel more comfy if it was 20 and 5% was $1 million, because then you could own and afford that vehicle living off 500K and reinvesting 500K to make sure that grows every year.
Okay.
My dream, I would say 20 mil or above. My dream car, guess mine.
To be honest, I thought you had it, the Range Rover.
No, I have a higher dream.
Do tell.
When you're done texting, because
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm looking up value of a Bentley.
Okay, they drop very fast.
They do. Oh yeah. I mean, you drive off the lot, you lose 22%. So
yeah, it's insanity. But
all right. So
what
go
I
ahead and
would
tell me
do
your.
is I would the guy who takes us to the airport, who works for the chauffeur company, and he's my customer too, and he's awesome, and he always has the brand new Escalade or the Navigator because it's part of his business, you know. I would just hire him full time.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You say you can be security,
So
you can be chef, you can be chauffeur, you can be helper, whatever. I'm going to pay you 150K and or 200K, and that will fund the lease of the vehicles every 3 years. And you just drive me wherever I want, anytime I want. I don't want to drive anywhere in this entire city. I would prefer to do that. I would have a car just in case. Like, okay,
have you ridden in the Escalade, and the Navigator?
Mm-hmm.
Which do you like better?
This is weird, but from a comfort standpoint, like the Navigator is more comfy. It really
I've heard that. I've also heard the Expedition is nice, but I've heard the Tahoe is pretty spectacular.
It is. The Escalade really isn't. The Escalade is bells and whistles, okay? So it's spectacular in a sense. It's going to wow you the most. It's also going to have the most problems. It's going to be the coolest.
I had a problem with Escalades. Now, this is back when I was selling them, so this is like in the 90s and 2000s. For some reason, Escalade seats seemed to tilt a little forward, and it always seemed like I was sliding off. My Honda Pilot did the same thing. I hated driving that thing. Yeah, I hated it. I could never tilt it back far enough to where I was comfortable. It felt like I was going to slide off.
That's interesting. That's nothing I've really noticed.
The first time I ever drove a perforated seat with vent in it was an Escalade, and I was blown away by that. That was in 90 something. But
it's kind of like really car now, isn't it?
I really like the do you remember my GMC, my truck?
Was that an AT4?
It was an AT4.
Yeah, yep.
So they sell.
That's probably the nicest one.
They sell a Yukon AT4.
Those are probably nicer than Escalades.
Yes. It's
Dodge Rams are the most luxurious interior. Like,
I don't think so. I think they look plastic to me.
They used to be. Maybe it's changed, but I guess
I'll give them this much. They got that big screen in there, that 14-inch freaking. The only thing that's got a bigger screen across the dash is probably a Tesla.
They're all kind of going that way now. Now most of the cars are like they have the screen all the way from your driver door, like the left side of the steering wheel, and it's one display all the way across the middle console now. So the Escalade has that, and then it has heads up, so it's like massive, but it's not like really tall, but it's like super, super long and massive. So
I had heads up on the GMC too. I think head up is a GM product.
Yeah, because my the Range Rover doesn't have it, but the Corvette does.
Right. And I liked it. To be honest with you, I appreciated it because I put my speedometer there and I wouldn't have to look down.
It's something that I have, but I'll notice it once driving, but I don't see any value in it.
You don't have it high enough on the window.
Not only that, I'm so low sitting in the car that the speedometer is almost eye level.
Yeah, probably that too.
Yeah. So it doesn't
for sure.
Like it's almost harder to look
in the truck. I sat a little higher than you do in the Corvette for sure.
It's harder to look at the heads up than it is the original display.
And I will tell you this much. I love my Raptor. Don't get me wrong. I think the GMC interior had far more pizzazz to it.
Oh yeah, GMC is just a beautiful, beautiful vehicle.
And if they had never mentioned to me that it's not good to leave a diesel sitting and it's bad for it and blah blah blah, I probably wouldn't have traded it in. I did. I love that truck. That was probably my favorite truck. And if I was to get one, see, now I like the 2500 because of the size. It's just a beast of a truck. But do I buy a 2500 gas? It just doesn't have the balls that the diesel did.
It doesn't have the need for it.
No, the diesel would get up and dance. The diesel was just as fast as my Raptor, probably, because it's a turbo also. It's a twin turbo. It's got the top end and the low end turbo.
You'd be surprised. The Range Rover actually could probably waste a lot more people than what you'd think.
Oh yeah.
It's a V8 500 horse, and then I don't know if it's supercharged, but essentially, like when we leased this vehicle, now I own it, but I had a lot of money when I leased it, so like I didn't really care. I was like, pick out a new one. And well, of course, my wife wants to pick out one of the higher end ones without looking at anything. I like that one. Of course you do. It's the second most expensive one. And honestly, the model they have like an autobiography model, which is like creme de la creme. But then the trim we have is a Westminster P525, which is like just under. And that thing
What's
will
the
rock
difference?
your 20 grand. I don't know. That thing will rock your socks off. I mean, it is so powerful. Like, and people don't realize it, but it's 7,000 pounds, and like they want these little rice burners. Like they want to dance. I'm like, bro, you get the
That
fuck out
that
of my
truck
way.
weighs 7,000 pounds.
Yup.
It weighs as much as my my GMC.
That truck is if you're on the highway doing the speed limit on the highway, get the fuck out of my way.
So then your license plate expires in this month, December.
Why?
Because all trucks that are over a certain amount of weight get categorized as trucks, and you have to.
No, because it's like it has to be over 7, and it's like 69, 70 or something.
Oh, because my
But commercial vehicles only have to be over 6,000. So I don't know.
my AT4 was registered in December because it was over a certain amount of weight.
I don't have that issue for some reason.
Huh.
But
I thought it was crazy because I'm like, my birthday's November. They're like, yeah, but it's over a certain amount of weight is considered, blah blah blah.
That's weird because commercial 6,000, so it can be written off taxes like a commercial vehicle, but
Right.
no one has ever mentioned. So I'm guessing what you're talking about must be, just rationally speaking, without knowing anything. My guess would just be 7,000, and it just slides under there by a hair.
I don't know. I thought my truck was only 6,800 pounds, but maybe it was over 7. I don't know. That's the one reason Lorianne did not like it, because it was too heavy. She felt it like took forever to stop. She wasn't used to.
Well, when a illegal driver sideswipes you and they die and you don't even feel them hit you, it's actually pretty nice.
I haven't had that happen, but
well, when you do, having a 7,000 pound vehicle, you'll feel pretty good about having a 7,000 pound
sure.
vehicle.
Oh yeah.
Or when you get caught in a blizzard, snowstorm, ice storm, which will never happen here, but if you were up north, you'll feel pretty good about having a 7,000 pound vehicle too.
Right. Have you driven it up north in the snow?
No, we had the Range Rover Sport when we were up there, and that was still like 6,000 pounds, and that did phenomenal. And then we also had like a Jeep Liberty, which wasn't as heavy, but it did phenomenal in the snow because it had you could switch between part-time to 4x4, and it was good. But
right.
There's no remedy for ice. Ice is ice is ice. But we had a Sport up there, and it did fantastic.
Even if you got the studded tires, it doesn't help you out at all.
No, it doesn't. But snow-wise, yeah, the Sport did fantastic. And then I had a Lexus RX SUV that was fantastic also in all weather. Was
it all-wheel drive or four-wheel or
all-wheel?
All-wheel, okay.
All-wheel hybrid.
So
it's awesome. That was my favorite car. My Lexus RX SUVs are my favorite cars I've ever had.
I will tell you this much. After my dad passed away, my mom decided to buy a Subaru Forester.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's just so ridiculous. Why are you buying that car, Mom? It's just, you're getting duped, But she got a really good deal. Actually, a kid I went to high school with, he was the salesman, took care of my mother. And when I went home the first time after she got it, it was during a snowstorm, and I drove it home from the airport and drove it right up our driveway, which was a steep hill incline to get to the garage, because we were set all the way to the back of the acre. You remember, you were looking at the picture, and it went right up, no problem. I'm used to cars getting stuck halfway up, having to park and then walk up. And I was like, all right, Mom, you made the best decision, because now I don't have to worry, because you always make it up the driveway. And that's all she ever owned until she lost her license a couple of years ago. She had 2 Foresters and I can't remember what the sporty little one is.
Outback.
No, Outback's big. It was smaller than a Forester.
Outback, WRX, STI.
It was like not the Impreza. Anyway, whatever. But she gave it to
awesome.
She gave it to my nephew, and he loves it.
A lot of people have Subarus up north.
Yeah,
not many here.
So Subarus is definitely a northern car.
Here. There's a few here. We tend probably like 4 or 5 a week.
When you go through the lesbian community, you'll see them.
Yeah, no, that's legitimate. The
I know it is.
Subarus, the Subarus who we adopted our cats from was an older lady that we volunteered with, and she was lesbian, and it was her and her Outback, man.
Yep.
She's in love with that car. It was the sweetest lady in the entire world.
They're great little cars. My friend Pat and his wife have one, and because they go up in the mountains in North Carolina, and they love it. But I think they're great. They're definitely a northern car. They're kind of like they're a cult car, kind of like Saab was a cult car and
Yep.
Saturn was a cult car. I mean, if you were a Saturn owner, you were a Saturn diehard Saturn owner. You know,
Saturn actually was just starting to make money when they decided to can it. It was unbelievable.
I'm not gonna lie. When I worked for Saturn, I worked for a store that had a Saturn.
It was a bad timed decision, and the Pontiac decision was poorly timed too. I understand changeover. and
Why they
cost,
got rid
but
of Pontiac?
that brand was awesome, man. You know how many Pontiacs we had growing up? Like in terms of my parents, grandparents, me, my friends, my
Sure.
brother-in-law. Like we all had like Grand Am, Grand Prix, Bonneville,
I had a Grand Prix.
G8. We had a G8, dude. Like they made them for like 2 or 3 years in Australia. That thing would put you in the back of the seat.
I had a
That was
G8 on
the
the lot.
best
It
car.
was a 5-speed G8, and that thing was fast. It was
Oh,
so
yeah.
weird getting into the car that's like supposed to be like a sedan, and it was a 5-speed.
That was that 2000 through 2000, maybe, or 98 through 03, whatever the program year was for the Grand Prix.
Then they made
One
the
of
little Sunfire.
Yeah, that was a piece of shit, but that
Right.
Grand Prix program year right around the turn of the century was one of the finest vehicle programs in the history of automobiles. Along
Pontiac
with
made
like
Fiero, didn't they?
that, I don't know. I think
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
a
yeah.
little
It was
dated for
Pontiac
that.
Fiero.
I'm dated for that.
Yeah,
Wasn't that
they
the
were
little sporty flat one?
like it looked like
Yeah.
an MR2. It looked like a Toyota MR2.
And then
As
there
a
was
matter
the
of fact,
old Mobile Tornado.
Lorianne's first car in high school was an MR2. Why her father gave her a sports car is beyond me. But
Yeah, that's
it was a nice little
maybe
car.
you wanted to get rid of her.
I don't well,
You know,
it
It's
didn't work because
easy
now I
way-
got her.
Easy way to lose your daughter.
Just give her a sports car. I
She'll
remember I
crash.
took my dad when I was car shopping. I took my dad and I found this Z28. It wasn't an IROC, it was just a Z28. So it didn't have all the plastic on it. It was just 350 muscle.
IROC.
Yeah, you know what IROC stands for, right?
I don't. I used to see it all the time, but I didn't. Isn't it IROC?
It's Italian retards out cruising.
Oh, okay. So that's not really what it stands for, but
Just go to the Jersey Shore, baby. That's all you saw was IROCs.
Yeah.
Hey, there's Sal. Hey, Vinny. Hey, Tony. Right, exactly. So we went and drove this Z28, and I pulled out on the highway and I goosed it and got sideways. And my dad's like, "Take it back. You're not buying this car." I'm like, "Come on, Dad." He's like, "Nope."
The Pontiac Grand Prix and Grand Am were bulletproof.
I had a Grand Prix, and I think I really liked about it was the dashboard was red. It was so cool.
Back then, yeah, that was a cool thing.
One of my favorite cars though was the GTO back in the 60s. The GOAT was that was a bad mamma jamma.
GTO Judge.
Yep.
1969, 1970 GTO Judge are worth so much money.
So earlier in the show, and I meant to touch back on this before we go down Car Alley. And it'll definitely everybody know how old I am.
For people who don't like obsess over cars, it's all we talk about.
We do.
I hate cars.
Well, but yeah, back in the day, the 60s and 70s, the cars were just the bomb.
That was
diggity.
cool. I know.
Even the 80s, before they went to the computerized crap, I could work on a 350, and I'm not a mechanic. You know, 350 was the easiest motor to take out. It was.
Have you ever seen the bottom of the Corvette that I have?
I have never seen your Corvette.
The bottom of it, we just did an oil change up on a lift. The bottom is nothing but bolted down panels. Like it has armor on.
Like it's protecting it.
It's an entirely bolted undercarriage. Like you cannot reach up into the undercarriage anywhere without unbolting. Like the oil filter, you can.
Does that help it for aerodynamics?
I mean, nothing on the road is going to damage the undercarriage.
True.
It's like European, man. It's just straight up like whatever the material is, all bolted in sheets. Like you can't even look up into the guts.
That's one thing I noticed when I was in the car biz
It's
was
like F this. I would never work out
European
this.
cars are very heavy.
Okay.
BMWs, Range Rovers, Mercedes. Mercedes is a tank,
Yeah.
especially the old diesel one or whatever.
They're probably not as aluminum based.
Right.
But I'm sure there's not as big of a difference today with everything being aluminum and plastic.
So back to what you were talking about earlier. Were you saying that Amazon had top sales on Black Friday and Cyber Monday?
Cyber Monday, yeah.
So is everybody
you know our online store runs on the Shopify platform, right?
right?
Shopify, the platform, not our store, not our site. The platform crashed for 4 hours on Monday morning.
Because they just overwhelmed?
Listen, man, when you run a multi 10-figure, $100 million company, is that 10 figures? 9-figure, whatever. And you can't load your server to handle bandwidth. One, either you're retarded, which possibly, or two, you couldn't. Every model you ran for volume that day was off by 50%. Like if they did the spaghetti models for the hurricanes, and like all of them were enclosed from Miami to Bermuda, gonna go northeast. It's like if that hit Houston, you'd be like, whoa, you pull your hand out of your mouth, like so. Yeah, that's what Monday morning was to them.
So, but yet it seems everybody's keeping the purse strings very tight.
Yes, but they're just more discretionary. Like people are spending money on family, travel, keeping up with Joneses. They are skimping on food quality. Trust me. Clothes, near essentials, auto modifications, new cars in general.
You know what I spend my money on?
Homes. It's just they're spending it on. And I'm watching this unfold because I mean, every turn I take, we're susceptible to doing it too. It's like everything in front of your face it's just shit you don't. Not only you not need, you don't want. Like it depresses you to have it all piled up because you're never going to use it. And that is we have this. Listen, man, this society has fallen to the devil. I hate to be evangelical on you, but like we are in Satan's society right now. Like we are in a warfare, spiritual warfare for godliness, for morality, for contentment.
Because man is proud, a very proud man, and man wants what he wants. So man
pride
gets
is
what he
the
gets.
stupidest emotion. Is that emotion, pride, or is it just it is the worst
character trait?
Do you think pride is probably the worst trait? Even it's right up there with anger.
Well, did you know?
Because it prevents you from the truth.
Do you know what causes all sin?
What causes all sin? Is it pride?
Yes.
Right. So is
you
it
kill
like
somebody because you think you're better? You sleep with someone's wife because you want it because it's you can't have it.
It's like the FOMO thing. That is what this society is swimming in, is the FOMO.
Yep.
And if you looked at it, listen, man, the debt is insurmountable. Half of it will be defaulted on. New houses aren't selling. Interest won't come down. Cars aren't selling. Interest won't come down. No one can afford cost of living. Yet, Cyber Monday exceeded expectations by 40 or 50%. Yet, traveling for Thanksgiving via airways was not even close, by far an all-time record, over 10%. There was like 40 million people. It was insanity.
They said Disney had a booming year.
Break it down. The Disney parks had a record year. You were correct. Do you know what is all lumped into that financial statement?
I don't.
Parks admission and revenue.
Okay.
It is cruises and experiences, and it's also Disney Vacation Club. Disney has gutted. The parks were at a record low attendance. Yet the parks had a record profit year. Okay. They gutted out the average, the non-spenders, the pass holders, the park attendants, and they replaced it with brand new, like for example, the Polynesian resort, you know where that is,
Uh-huh.
right? Used to have a Polynesian show halfway between the Floridian and Polynesian. 3 years ago, they started building a new DVC tower. It's done, and that's where they make Bajuco bucks. They've done things like that, replicated 4 or 5 times in the last couple of years alone in Disney World. Cruises are actually not full at all. However, you still have the concierge, and then you have the world experiences where you pay $100,000 and you see all the parks, concierge around the world. Those experiences are up. So Disney's smart, although immoral and unethical. As a publicly traded company, they're very smart, and they are taking that. They're not taking us top 10% people. That's top 5. They're taking the top 1, and they're saying our company is devoted to you. We're no longer devoted to legacy, what Walt wanted. We're devoted to the top 1.
Right.
And so because of that top 1% expansion, they had a record profit year for Disney parks. But they also
it's funny. A friend of mine, you remember Thomas? You remember Thomas, Joe's assistant?
It's like if I charged $3,000 for every tint job, and instead of doing 100 cars a week, I only did 20. We'd be sitting around feeling like we're losing our ass, but the couple people that came in would skyrocket it.
Right.
Anyway, sorry, you were saying.
You remember Thomas, Joe's assistant?
Was he the one doing all the technical stuff?
No, that's Robert. Thomas was the little guy who, when we came in, got us in if we needed water and stuff. But anyway, he just went on a transatlantic cruise.
Awesome.
He flew over to
London,
Spain,
Barcelona,
and then went across the Atlantic to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was Barcelona, like a 10-day cruise or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he said the boat wasn't full. It was about 4,500 people. He goes, but when they docked, the boat that they were switching, when the new people coming on, was to capacity.
So we went on a couple cruises, right? Fairly recently. I can tell you the more recent ones were, let's put it this way. We went on a cruise this year where it was the same ship we had done previously. They have like Disney has 6 or 7 ships now. We've done all of them except one.
Do you go on the big Disney ship?
This was the big one that I'm speaking of. And the first time we went on the big one was the inaugural, and it was packed.
What was it called?
The Wish. And then like the year before, last year, we went on whenever it opened the Treasure, which was its sister ship. So it's the same size, different bars, but similar layout. It's a 4,000 person ship. 4,000 people is like, no, this needs to be 3,500. This is atrocious. It's too busy. The latest time we went on the Wish, out of 4,000, it only had 3,000. It was awesome. But I can tell you, I could physically notice 25% less capacity. So my point is, it was fantastic from a personal aspect, from an economical. Listen, man, these cruises, since before COVID and during COVID, once they got back in the water, they were booking out like everything was booking 6 to 12 months out, and now they're not filling ships, dude.
Yeah. He was talking about another cruise he was looking at was the Trans-Pacific.
And also, when you say things like that, tell me the cruise line, because if it's Carnival, they're filling the ships because those are $500.
No, obviously he's not going on Carnival Transatlantic.
But if it's Disney for $5,000, they're not filling the ship, but they are selling $30,000 concierge.
No, I think he does like Norwegian or
Norwegian's a great one. Norwegian's not cheap.
He's a cruise snob. He knows his.
So he's Norwegian, Holland America, Disney, or whatever. Yeah. Or
he wanted to do the Trans-Pacific one because it was a smaller boat.
Mm-hmm.
Less people, and it was like
4,000 is still a big boat, dude.
17 days or whatever. I don't remember.
Small boat would be like 2,500.
Right, and they're not doing Trans-Pacific, I don't think, with 2,500 people.
They do.
But anyway, he would have went from Vancouver. He would have went from Vancouver to Japan.
Yeah, they do that with the 2,500 boats because it's usually, honestly, Trans-Pacific is typically calmer waters than Transatlantic.
Well, I was gonna say, wouldn't you want a bigger boat though if you're going trans anything?
Yeah, but like it's not as big of a size difference as you think. Like the smaller boats are awesome because they're probably 30 feet shorter, but they have like 1,500 less people. Huh. So it's not really, the boat really isn't that much smaller. It's just the capacity is. So no, I would prefer to do a 2,500 capacity boat, which would be the Disney Wonder if you were going to do a Vancouver to Hawaii to Australia or whatever, and that would be.
I would like to
awesome.
do.
That's a lot of days at sea, dude.
I'd like to do the riverboat cruise.
Yeah, the Viking.
Start in New Orleans and go up to
Nolans.
I'm going to be there next month.
For what?
Maxine's wedding.
Oh, that's right. She's getting married too.
Yeah.
And when is Jana getting married?
June.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have
getting married in North Carolina, aren't they?
Yeah.
So
if you have children,
they have to get their marriage license in North Carolina. Then
I don't know. I sign whatever because I'm officiating.
Oh, you're ordained. Yeah, so you have to do it where you.
I'm also a Florida notary, so either
when
way.
we lived in Michigan, we got married down here in May of 2017, and we actually have a Florida merit certificate. So when we moved here, it's just like, no, we're already here.
Well, I was gonna say, ladies and gentlemen, if you have kids, pray they're not girls because weddings are not cheap.
No, they're not at all.
As you all know, I used to have dark hair. I was not gray. I actually had hair, and then suddenly.
I mean, if you're in a mid-market city, it's pretty easy to drop $8 to $10,000 on a reception rental venue only, not even including half the amount. I mean, it's crazy just in that one little portion.
Right, you're not talking food or anything else.
No, just to rent out the facility.
Yeah, weddings are anywhere between, depending on how big it is, anywhere between 30 and 60,000.
Yeah, I mean, you could do them for a lot less, but the truth is, the average nationwide is like 35 or 40 now, which is, I mean, come on, bro. That's a lot of money to spend on making a lot of other people happy.
You know how much we spent on our wedding?
$100.
I didn't spend anything. Whatever the marriage certificate cost, the license. Yeah,
we spent between our 10-day Disney honeymoon and Disney wedding ceremony, reception, everything, and all accommodations, all parks, all everything. So you could lump honeymoon and wedding together. It was about 20, and we paid it out of our own pocket. And you know what?
Where'd you guys go on your honeymoon?
It was fucking awesome because we didn't feed anybody.
No?
It was great. It was all our vacation.
Where did you guys go on your honeymoon?
Well, that was our honeymoon.
Where?
We did a little different, okay? We went on a huge trip to Greece, Santorini, the year prior, and we got engaged there. You should see my engagement photo sometime. It would blow anybody out of the water. It's crazy. You know where all the white buildings are on the cliffs? You know, in Santorini, like by the sea, where all the white buildings that cascade the cliffs.
Yes.
Private balcony, Ia Canavis Hotel, one of the finest hotels in Europe. $1,200 dinner. They wanted to fly the ring in on an eagle. I'm like, fuck no. Not unless it's a CV version or CC. And so we did that. And then when it came time to get married, we had our family bail kind of at the last minute. So we did the wedding and a 10-day trip here in Disney. So you could say that was our honeymoon.
Okay.
And then that's the next year, 18, is when we started traveling the world a lot. So we didn't really
makes sense. You got married.
We didn't have a formal honeymoon that traditionally that people do, but we did. And then we spent, 5-6 years going.
It makes sense you got married in Disney. I mean,
we do things non-conventionally. Like we don't really like we don't have to do something on someone's birthday, but like we'll go on a cruise or a trip 2 weeks later to celebrate it. Like it doesn't have to be like, even when my mother-in-law's coming, like we're not going to have Christmas at the house on Christmas Day. We're actually going to be at Magic Kingdom because she's never been. That's like kind of a thing. If you've never done that, we always do that. But then what will happen?
I went there one time for Easter.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. Like they don't even let as many people in, but for us, we're cool with that. And then it'll be the day after, 2 days after, where we have our, I'll cook a turkey and ham and do gifts. It doesn't have to be. So we don't care about the day, or we don't eat dinner at 6, we eat it at like 10, we try to avoid the busyness of norms so that we can get more out of the experience for it. It's kind of,
this year for my birthday, we were going to go to cheesecake, and then Lorianne came home and she had a headache and blah blah blah, and I said, you know what, let's just I said, I'm gonna go up to Frogger's. I want a burger. So let's go. I'll get some to go food and we'll have dinner at home and watch TV.
But then you can go to Cheesecake next week.
We did. We went a couple days later on a
and
date.
It's just as good.
Yeah.
And then you can go on like a weeknight when it's not as busy. Like if your birthday's like on a Saturday, right? Do you really want to go like to a popular?
It was
place?
Actually my birthday was on Friday, so
yeah. So you want to go someplace at 6 or 7 p.m. on a Friday, or do you want to go someplace like 8 or 9 p.m. on like a Tuesday, right? I mean, you're gonna have a better experience.
We went because I also had the email that gave me a free piece of cheesecake for my birthday, and I was like, I gotta go get my cheesecake before this expires.
Best.
Yeah, their whipped cream is
their
the best.
bread. Their bread. Oh, that dark bread, man.
And I don't know if you've had them, the avocado egg rolls.
Yep, I've had them. I had those in Palm Beach.
So good.
Cheesecake Factory at the Square.
So good. What did I get to eat? I can't even remember.
Because the menu's this thick and everything's amazing in a calorie bomb.
The only thing that's thicker is possibly the Bible.
Correct. Yeah, that's a good statement.
For
once, see how much
I got the little steak tacos.
Steak tacos.
Yeah, they're little mini steak tacos. You get 4 of them and rice and beans, and it was really good.
They have a good kind of like a bang bang style like shrimp where they do it like in kind of a spicy curry, and they have like a chicken in it. They have everything's good at Cheesecake.
The best bang bang.
Literally everything is good there.
I can't remember if it was at Bonefish or Fish Bones. One of those.
Bonefish is the OG.
Yeah, so they had the really good bang bang.
And they got the little small ones and the heavy mayonnaise. It's real spicy with the chives. Yeah, those are the best. Those will be the best.
And then we had it somewhere else that was really good. I think it was at P.F. Chang's, possibly. I haven't been to P.F. Chang's in a while. Last time I went, I was kind of disappointed.
Their chicken is like their chicken is like the same texture as like an egg on an Egg McMuffin. It's like rubbery strands, like crystallized strands of rubber.
I don't know, but their lettuce wraps are always delicious.
For sure. But you know what?
I don't get
P.F. Chang's used to own Payway.
They still do, don't they?
No, they sold it. But like Payway for quite the long time was like, it was P.F. Chang's but cheaper.
Right.
It still is. Like, so we don't even get, like, we buy the P.F. Chang's frozen to cook at home, which is great. They're like $6, $7, and there's your dinner, and it's really good. But I don't think we've been to a P.F. Chang's other than like this express one by us, like since leaving Michigan. But we have a Payway in Winter Garden Village, and I love it.
Actually, we do the Publix pre-made meals.
They're okay. Just depends.
Yeah, they're not as. So my problem is they don't season them, but I understand because you can't season for everybody.
So I was doing that for a while too. Like we were like, okay, should we get factor meals delivered? They're like $9 to $12. There's food prep places around town. You can get the Publix meals for $6, $7, $8.
We had Rick on the show. Remember Rick?
Yeah, right.
I used to get his meals.
Publix are like okay, but they have like what, like the chicken with like the
we had these. So tonight we had the feta spinach stuffed chicken wrapped in bacon, and then last night we had the cream cheese jalapeno stuffed chicken breast wrapped in bacon.
So we did those for a while, and then what I started actually getting into is, getting my normal stuff from Walmart or Publix, but the meat. Actually, because of the recession we're in right now, Omaha Steaks will have these sales online where, like, of course they're going to inflate the value and then discount it to make it look like it's crazy good. So, like, I just got a box here for $150 that was $400. Well, I don't care about that. But what I do is I count up the meals. How much is this costing us per plate? And I can get those packages, and we're talking like tenderloin. We're talking like shrimp and salmon. We're talking like good high-end. Like, you ever had a filet mignon burger, a tenderloin burger? It's like, or a Wagyu burger. It's like biting into a mound of butter. It's the best thing ever.
Right.
And I've been getting that for like, just like Publix, it costs you what, $7, $8 for those meals, $7, $8 a head per meat serving. And then we just make a $2 or $3 bag of frozen green beans or whatever. And like, and the quality's and crazy. And then we have the big chest freezer so we can store it. So I've been into that lately.
Tonight we did saffron yellow rice with the chicken.
Oh, is that the spicy chicken, like the Tex-Mex type of chicken?
No, tonight's chicken was just the feta and spinach stuffed.
Oh,
It was
okay.
it's kind of bland.
But they have
But
like kind of a blackened chicken too.
you know, it was really good. And this kind of shocks people, but I know where the meat comes from, so I know it's good meat. Is we get tomahawks at Walmart,
Oh yeah.
and they're $50. And Bob and Tanya come over, and we get 2 tomahawks. He loves to fire up the grill to about 700, sears them, and then shuts it off and just lets them cook in there. And oh my gosh, they're so good. Smothered in butter. Butter. Yes, I like tomahawks. We also like to do, we'll get maybe a steak or chicken breast or something, and we do a salad.
Mm-hmm.
We get the bag salads because I like a certain.
I cannot, dude. I cannot cook white meat to save my soul. Like,
I just make sure it's not pink.
I can cook, marinade, sear. I can perform the most amazing crust on a fillet or ribeye that you've ever seen, where it's like this perfect like buildup of char on the top, multiple flips with butter, and then it's just this perfect ring around, just kind of a medium rare center,
Right.
like a medium pink. It looks like a work of art and cuts like butter. I can do that to perfection, and I can use avocado oil, I can use beef tallow, I can use butter, everything at the right cooking, the right steaming, steam point or whatever, so it doesn't, or smoke point. But when it comes to chicken and pork, I suck ass. I cannot cook that shit. You know why? Because it's like they're like, get the center to a certain temperature. So I'm sitting there cooking it, and I'll chuck in the digital
165.
thermometer, and it'll be like 135. I'm like, dude, I gotta get this to 145, 150. I'll
For
chuck it again
chicken?
into whatever for pork. I don't know what chicken is.
Chicken's
might be a little hot.
165.
Sure. Pork's like 145, 150.
Yeah, pork is
So
145.
I'll do that. I'll be under by like 5, and then I'll let it sit for like 1 minute. And then I'll put it back in, bro, and I'm serious. It'll be like 180. And I'm like, fuck. And then it's all dry. So it's like I can't get it either between pink and gushy, which if you ever eat pink and gushy chicken and you pee out your butthole for 3 days, that's not so
I have
fun.
not, because I know how to cook chicken.
Right. Or it's like dry. Like I can't get it.
I don't like to grill chicken because that's where it dries out. So
To be
I
honest
like
with you, that's where I get my best results, grilling or air frying, which is the totally reverse mentality. It should dry them out the most.
So Lorianne likes to bake chicken. She'll smother it
But I
in
can't
sour
bake it
cream
or
or,
sear it.
and then I like to pan fry it. So when I do pork, we got these pork chops,
Yeah.
boneless pork chops. I'll do it in butter, and I'll just keep pouring butter over top of it and flipping it and pouring butter over top of
Now,
it. And then you got to let them
you
sit a little bit.
do you brine them?
No.
So a lot of people will brine them in salt water for like overnight, and that'll help.
Sure.
Also, if you like kind of deep fry them, where you fill the pan up with a lot of oil, you kind of let the oil fry it. That'll get you a good result too.
That's why I like doing butter.
Yeah, sure.
Butter's
Butter just has
better.
such a low smoke point. It sucks. So like if you put the butter in too soon, it blackens out. So you just got to be a little careful with it.
Well, that's same with olive oil.
Yeah, I use like an avocado for a higher smoke point. You can use algae oil, and then for the flavor, whenever I'm doing like a wagyu or beef, I'll chuck in a bunch of beef tallow. Oh, dude, you ever cook stuff in beef tallow?
Yeah.
And then finish it with the butter, since that's going to smoke out, and then that's pretty good. I mean, I cook a mean.
Well, now that you said that, I'm hungry. I'm going to go have my dessert, which is a cup of coffee.
I will eat.
I know you're going for your run. Huh?
I will eat at 10:45, 11.
I know you're going for your run. But folks, we just wanted to jump on to tell you that we're still alive. I mean, I know we're posting shows, and we're just trying to get content out there. So please, we're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Apple, anything, any platform they do podcasts on, we're on. We're on TikTok and X.
On X, TikTok, IG, Facebook, YouTube.
We're everywhere.
And that's it. I think there's just 5 channels.
YouTubetubi. So check us out. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell us to shut up. I don't care.
People are commenting. You don't respond to them. I always do though.
I know. Well, you're in charge of that.
No, we're both in charge of that. It's called engagement. If you're begging for a comment, you get 2 in a week. You better. Until you hit like until you're getting thousands of comments every week, we need to be replying to every single one, engaging every single one. I mean, it's just
Right.
So you can hire a team to go ape shit at it, but it's so important. So engage, and you can call us gay, man. I don't care. Like we'll have a fun engagement. So,
well, kids, thank you for tuning in to our nonsensical blabbering. And this has been another fantastic no-brainer. Stay tuned. Next week, we're working on a really special guest.
Is that going to be Tuesday or Thursday?
Thursday.
Okay.
I'm waiting for him to respond. So next week, we will not be live, but we will post haste right afterwards.
We might. So we might. We'll see.
We'll see. Maybe we'll surprise you. Anyway, that's it. Time to go bye-bye. I'm going to go have my nightly cup of coffee and a cigar, and Derek's going to go for a run. Who's more healthy?
Brother, we won our turkey trot. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, you sent me pictures of you guys with the medals.
We just stepped in. They're like, "Who's this?" Because we don't go to neighborhood stuff. We're like, "Hey," just started running in front of everybody and finished about 5 minutes before everybody. We're like, "Hey," they're like, "Wow, that's really fast." Like, yeah, it's just a warm up. I mean, a 5K for us. Like, we're running 10Ks every night, So it was funny.
Where the turkey trot was in your neighborhood?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's a competitive race,
right?
But
you still got a medal.
Yeah, I mean,
was it a participation trophy or was it?
Yeah, it's participation trophy. but we did win.
There you go. That's all that matters.
It just didn't matter that we won. But
did they not play "We Are the Champions" when you guys won?
No, they were just really surprised, because we were just having a leisure little jog, and they were surprised how fast we were because I run walk 50. We each run walk 50 miles a week. So for an athlete, that's nothing. The distance athletes, it's like 120 a week, but for a normal person, that's a lot.
Right.
And I'm not talking about during the day. I'm talking about just with the workout. So, for us to step in and do that, it's just like a fun little morning. We just did it and went right back to bed. Because it's just like we just walked 0.2 to the clubhouse, ran the 5K. Said they're like, "Holy shit! Like, yeah, it's fun. Give me my Gatorade, my little participation trophy, and let's go walk 0.2 to go home, wipe off the sweat, and go right back to bed." It was fantastic.
Awesome.
It was so fun.
Awesome.
Anyway,
awesome.
I'm done blabbing.
All right. Well, guys, we'll see you soon. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, peace.